The Gathas, Song 2, Yasna 29, verse 2. Ahura asks righteousness. Do you know a guide who could lead the sorrowful earth towards happiness? And if there is one, find me that person, that we may support and offer him or her the power to undo deception in the deceitful and oppression in the oppressor. So right here, Ahura, which means great being, which is masculine, while Mazda would be feminine, is seeking a thought-provoker. Zarathustra is that thought-provoker. And this is because right around the time when the Gathas were composed was around the time that agriculture was starting to become widespread in the world, particularly in parts of Asia. And so there were certain unethical behaviors that came with agriculture, even though agriculture in itself is not a bad thing. But there were certain unethical thought patterns and behaviors that came with that. One being the illusion of ownership, which can be a useful illusion, but then it extends to men start claiming ownership of women. Well, what made it yours? What made her yours to begin with? I'm putting in my anthropological interpretation here, because I always saw Zarathustra as someone who reacted towards some of the bad ethics that came with the origins of farming and private property. Not that he wanted to turn back the clock and go back to foraging society, but more keep the farming and all the benefits of it while maintaining good ethics and a progressive mindset that can keep it sustainable. And so he talks about Ahura, that we may support and offer him or her the power to undo deception in the deceitful and oppression in the oppressor. So where does deception in the deceitful rest? What is the origin of deception? And it goes back to a lot of things. You'll find that as I recite most of these Gathas, in some way it's going to go back to the mind. And that's where deception comes from. It comes from the mind. And with deception comes oppression. So the oppression in the oppressor has oppressed himself or herself by oppressing their mind with deceit. And so let us take a moment of silence and contemplate the distinction between truth and deception, liberation and oppression. radiant peace and happiness to everybody, and Ush Dave.